Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us, the Social Nerds, on our first episode. This week, there's only two of us, me, Dan, and Ben, but from next week, we'll also have TJ. So, Ben, who are you?
Who am I? You know what? I don't quite know myself sometimes. I look in the mirror and I think, who are you? Who are you really? It's a vast matrix of. Anyway, I mean, I could go on like that. I might as well actually say something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's normally a good start. Anyway, yeah. I am Ben. I like to do stuff. We started me and Dan, and hopefully, we'll have our third host soon. We started the Social Nerds just because it's just like I've come from I was a former host on a podcast called the Game Brewery Cast, and Dan is a current host of the Banter Cast, and we just thought, well, why don't we put something together and see what comes up? So we thought, well, we're both nerdy, and so we thought, yeah, let's go for it. So this is why I'm here, just purely because I thought it was a good idea. What do you want to know about me, Dan? You already know stuff about me, but
I don't know. What's your favourite console?
What is my favorite? Oh, you made me choose. What is my favorite console? That is a really good question. I'm just trying to think now. I've always been a massive fan of the Nintendo DS. No matter I don't care what form it's in, either DS, DS XL, DSi, or the 3DS even. It's just I like the idea of I've always liked the DS, but just simply because I play it more, I've got to choose the Xbox, the 360. Simply just because I play it more, and you just got more of a bit of a community spirit on it, I think. So, yeah.
And real graphics.
Yeah, and real graphics, and you haven't got a little Italian plumber running around on a platform. But if you're into that kind of stuff, you'd buy a Wii.
Or go on the internet for some interesting porn.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'm almost tempted. When we finish this, I will type in small Italian porn and see what comes up.
Yep, with safe search off, of course.
Oh, obviously, because I mean, we've got to be hardcore like that, otherwise it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, I don't even know what safe search is anymore.
I know. What is it? I mean,
yeah. Such an abstract concept.
Oh, I know. It's pointless, really, is it? No one ever uses it. Anyway, what else would you like to know about? Oh, I don't know if anyone might notice. I don't know how strong the accent is, but I am Welsh. I think that counts for something. So,
well, yeah, it counts for your animal abuse.
But... yeah, well, that's something I like to do in my private time. Maybe we shouldn't discuss that quite yet.
Okay, we'll ease into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's we might scare a few people off, so maybe we should avoid that just for now. But yeah. I'm Welsh. I love rugby. I used to play. I love watching rugby. Anything rugby related, I like. Yep, I play the Xbox 360 a lot. I'm a big fan of Nintendo, and I know I normally get a lot of stick for that, and I don't currently own a Wii anymore, but I probably will eventually own another one soon. I just love Nintendo for some reason. What else is there to know about me, really? And the one thing that me and Dan never seem to agree on is obviously the fact that I am a big Android fan, while Dan is an iPhone fan. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. Well, we'll get to that later.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so that's basically all the basics. I'm Welsh. I like rugby. I like Nintendo and the Xbox 360, and I'm a big fan of Android. I think that covers it all, really.
Yeah, that covers it. And then there's myself. I'm Dan. Yeah. I am also a host on Xbox Bantercast, which you should check out. But you've probably only come here because you might have heard it on there. But yeah, I like Xbox. I am a big COD fan. A bit, arguably a COD fanboy, but I don't play it exclusively. I enjoy most games. I have an iPhone. I enjoy my iPhone very much.
That makes it sound like you pleasure yourself with it.
Well, what are you trying to say? I mean,
I'm trying to say you pleasure yourself with your iPhone.
Well, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I am an Apple fanboy as well. I love everything Apple. but I can't afford a Apple desktop computer right now because they're too damn expensive.
They are wrong.
Um, but they are beautiful. What else? Quite an eclectic taste of music. I mostly like rock and metal and stuff, but then I like stuff like Lady Gaga, and yeah. Anything out of interest about me?
Well, what's your favourite console while we're on that topic?
Well, Xbox. I I don't know. I've always liked the Xbox from when it first came out, the first Xbox before the 360. Before that, obviously, it was PS1, and then I never bought a PS2 though, and then went straight to Xbox. Yeah, I do not live in Wales. I live in England. The former country of Mercia. If we're going back to, is it Anglo-Saxon or
I
can't
have
remember.
no idea.
Northern Anglo-Saxon or Viking or something. I don't know. Mercia was basically the Midlands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's me. That's Ben.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's us. So now we know each other.
Yes.
More, very very well.
I'm glad we had that discussion.
Yeah, I didn't really know you before.
No,
so,
no,
the stranger turned up. Yeah. So what have we been doing? What have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Well, just trying to think now. I haven't been doing a huge amount. Well, funnily enough, I have been playing the Xbox to much surprise. You know, you'd never expect that, would you?
Well, no.
What else have I been doing? Well, I've signed up. I recently, about a month ago, signed up to a new gym that was opening here in Cardiff. So it was open, and so I went to go. It opened recently, so I went to go check that on Monday, which was quite cool. So I'll be spending quite a bit of time down there, I think. What else? I say playing the Xbox. Unlike Dan, Dan is he's a self-admitted COD fanboy, but he doesn't play it exclusively. I'm very much. I'd probably say I'm more of a Battlefield fanboy, but again, I don't play it exclusively. So I will play other things, and I will buy Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So yeah,
You're also a massive Forza fanboy.
Yeah, well, I say that. I can't really call myself a fanboy of Forza at the moment, purely because of the fact that I still haven't got Forza 4. But we all know, well, Dan definitely knows what's going to happen. When I ever get a Forza game, he won't see me for the next 9 months, and that's generally what happened for Forza 3.
Yep, and his distro won't open for 9 months.
No. 9 months Forza 3 stayed in that, therefore. So he had to put up with me going, oh, I've done this, oh, I've done that, oh, this car. And yeah.
I've tuned it up, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. And yeah, I was getting hard on over it, and he had to get used to it. But, you know, we got over it in the end.
Yep.
And a recent kind of... I'm also a big... As well, like I say, because I'm a big rugby fan. As you can imagine, the game, the Jonah Lomu's Rugby Challenge game has been a big thing for me. I probably play more than I do Battlefield at the moment. I think just because of the fact that the last rugby game came out in 2008, so I've been without a rugby game for 3 years. So I'm making the most of it while we have it out now. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Oh, and planning to do this.
Have been watching anything on TV or anything in general? Watching anything?
You know what? I haven't. There's nothing on TV that interests me at the moment.
Listening to any music?
Oh yeah, I listen to a lot of music. What kind of music do I listen to? For some reason, I've been really into drum and bass the past couple of weeks, and there's a kind of a cool new group that got together called Knife Party. Basically, it's two of the guys from Pendulum who got together and thought, let's do our own thing. Like we have. We're like, you know, the what do you call them? The run-off series of something, you know?
Yeah, spin-off. Yeah.
Spin-off, that's the one, not run-off. Run-off.
Yeah, Knife Party, that sounds really cool.
Don't worry, they're not all like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. You know, it's all drum and bass, and it's like some really fun, well, it's kind of drum and bass dubstep, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just got some cool, like, you want to move to it, and that's all I ask for in music. It's something that's a bit funky, that something gets you moving, like, you know, and Like Dan, I do also listen to a lot of rock and metal, but my tastes also go as far as jazz, blues, anything that's got like a real. I love funk as well. Anything that's funky and it gets you moving, I'll listen to any of that really. So yeah, I just kind of, to be honest, I don't actually remember half the things I listen to, but I just know what they are when I hear it. So
They make moves. So.
yeah, they make me move and they make me jiggle. So
It's all good then, isn't it? Well,
yep.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically all I've been up to lately. What have you been up to, Dan?
Near the start of the week, I played some more Revelations, Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer. Completed the story in a couple of days, but
Oh, nice.
the multiplayer's a lot better. It's a big improvement because you can actually get games for starters, and yeah, it's a nice polished version of the same multiplayer experience, really. But it works as well, so that's good. Played a bit of Modern Warfare 3, not much, but yeah. Elite is still a bit wonky.
Oh, they still haven't fixed that yet, have they?
It's mostly working, but it's general connection issues as well, though, because of high traffic. They need to put more servers in.
Yeah.
I've spent most of the week watching like programs, though. I've watched Terra Nova from start to finish.
I've heard of that. What is that about?
It's really cool. It's basically it's you start out. It's about 100 years in the future, and the world has gone to shit because of the environment and the I don't know, the pollution and the way we've been treating the world and everything.
Global warming and all that.
Yeah, and so people have to have these like breathing devices on their face in order to breathe remotely clean air.
I just thought I would mention. I don't like to be pedantic, but I like the way you said a breathing apparatus on their face.
Well,
sorry,
yeah.
I thought to myself that was quite funny because I was just thinking, where else could you put a breathing apparatus?
Well, technically, you could put it in your trachea. You could insert it into the back or front of the lungs, going straight into the body from your chest or back.
See, you're very scientific about that. I was thinking I was thinking more of the fact that I'd like to see someone try and put breathing apparatus on their ass. You can see the level of what do you call it? Intelligence. Me, a simple Welshman, and some English guy who's been to university and all this.
Well, I suppose you could.
I made fire the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you discover it? Was there lightning and
yeah,
it set a tree on fire, and then you brought fire to your village for the first time?
I did. Dinosaurs have only just been extinct around here.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned dinosaurs because that's what this program is about.
Oh, is it? Are you sure it wasn't set in Wales?
I'm quite sure. But so yeah, everything's gone to shit. They have to have breathing apparatus on their mouths, on their face. And there's also laws about like population control. Like you can only have 2 kids because there's shortages on food and etc. And yeah, the world is going completely like I don't know. Everyone's gonna die soon, basically. And then they discover this fracture in time, which they discover they can send people back through. So basically, they send a probe through, and they discover that it's actually not just a fracture in time. It's a parallel universe that's 85 million. That's also 85 million years in the past.
Right.
So it's good that it's not their Earth, because otherwise, if they send people back, you could cause a paradox by like stepping on a butterfly or something. But yeah, so
those damn butterflies causing all sorts of paradoxes.
The butterfly effect and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the Terra Nova program is about like saving humanity by giving humanity another chance on another planet. And there's dinosaurs around as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they're living in this fairly big enclosure, like like they make their own food and everything. They've got like a farming area in the middle and everything. But then they've got like dinosaurs to defend themselves from. They've got rebel humans as well who split themselves off, and yeah, it's really cool. And then I've also been watching a program called The Secret Circle,
Isn't that some kind of supernatural witches and?
Yeah, it's witches. It's a bit lame. It's a bit shitty,
Is
but
it
it's kind of cool.
is it like Charmed?
Like a teenage version of Charmed, maybe.
I'm not sure if I'd like that then. Although Terra
Yeah,
Nova, I might have to watch that because that sounds like my kind of thing.
it is really cool.
Yeah.
There's only 9 episodes out so far of Terra Nova.
Oh, that's good. So I've got time to keep up. Yeah.
Yeah. Super Circle is okay. It's lame, but okay. Then I've caught up on Walking Dead.
I still need to do that. Oh, I'm gonna die
Yes,
now.
you do.
Oh.
How much have you seen?
I've only seen up to episode 2 because are we allowed to say I downloaded it from torrents?
Well, you downloaded it from a reputable legal place, let's say.
A reputable I was going to say a reputable evil place then for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only seen up to episode 2 as I haven't been able to acquire episode 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Is that of the second season? Then?
Yeah, I've seen all the first season. So I will have to. Once I've acquired them, I'll have a watch of them.
Yeah. And then I've watched two episodes of The Office because I'd been behind a little bit and enjoying those.
Is that the American Office? Is it?
Yeah. Which is still ongoing.
Yeah.
It's good. And then I've played a bit of Star Wars: The Old Republic actually.
Oh yeah, you had the beta the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. Some connection issues going on with that, as well as like general running issues. But when I quit the game, it flagged a Windows firewall message thing saying block or unblock kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm assuming the lag issues were because of that.
Yeah,
and I hope so.
I assume that was for PC. Do you know if they're bringing it out for console?
I don't think they are.
I don't think so either.
It's a fairly intensive online RPG. You'll be interacting with people at the same time. So
I'll be getting that. When does it come out? Is it next month?
I think it's the 20th of December.
20th of December. Oh, it's not bad. I'll see if I'll have to ask my girlfriend really nicely if she can get me a few games.
Could you get me some games that will take me away from you?
Yeah, I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically all I've been doing. I'm listening to podcasts as I do often.
Yeah. As you mentioned, you are a part of another podcast, aren't you? Not to be a plug whore or anything, but
yeah, Xbox Bantercast.
What's that about then?
About Xbox and banter, really.
Oh, wow. And it's a cast.
Yeah. Basically the same kind of thing as this, only that there's different people, apart from me, obviously.
Yeah.
And we also read out fan fiction near the end, like bad fan fiction, purposely bad fan fiction.
I do say that it is really funny from the ones I've heard.
It's last week we finished the Dali saga, which it's a 20 chapter fan fiction, and it's terribly written, terribly constructed. There's no real plot or story, and it's complete crack, and it's full of completely inappropriate everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, basically, it's almost like she was like popping some kind of pills. I think it was. Is it her? It's a girl.
It is a girl, yeah, which makes it weirder, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, because you'd expect a guy to be a bit more
weird.
Not like that. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that I got to be honest. The more worrying thing is I could probably come up with that kind of stuff without being high as well, which is
only yours would be better written.
Oh, I don't know about that. We've only just learned how to make fire. Let's not go too far ahead of ourselves.
It would have some spelling and grammar, I'm sure.
Well, I'd mash my fist on the keyboard and hope for the best, but yeah. Try them.
Well, that's all you can do sometimes, I guess. Yeah. that's what we've been doing. So let's move on to gaming news. This podcast is about gaming and tech and us talking about whatever we want to, really.
Yeah. We're doing this podcast more for us. We're not. We're
yeah, if you listen, then it's a bit of an advantage, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, gaming news. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, the first piece of news is that Call of Duty, specifically Modern Warfare, is selling surprisingly well in Japan, with over 200,000 copies sold in the first week, which is a lot for an American title to sell in Japan, because the Japanese love their own games.
I was going to say, they're very anti-American over there, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's also at the same time as a highly anticipated RPG, like Japanese RPG, came out at the same time. So it kind of trounced it a bit, and a bit surprising for the Japanese market. But yeah. Next piece is that on November 24th, so today, or a week ago if you're listening to this, Epic Games are releasing the Versus Booster map pack for Gears of War 3, which is for free.
Oh.
2 maps are brand new, and the others were in the Horde command pack, but will now be playable in multiplayer as well as Horde. And there's also an interesting thing where if they've teamed up with Paramount Pictures because of the new Mission Impossible film coming out. And starting tomorrow, anyone who watches the new Mission Impossible trailer on Xbox Live can get a shot at unlocking an exclusive weapon skin, which is based on the film. But to be able to unlock the skin, you also have to complete the campaign on insane difficulty by Christmas.
Oh, jeez. It best be worth it then.
Me and my friends completed it on insane. Doesn't take that long. You just have to take your time a little bit. But yeah, just watch the trailer and play it on insane. It should be alright. And yeah, see if you get a cool skin.
Yeah. Are you gonna go for it?
Yeah, well, because I've already. If you've already completed it on insane difficulty, you only have to watch the trailer. You don't have to complete it again, so it's alright.
I thought you meant you had to then complete it after you.
No.
So that's a bit of a kick in the nuts for some people.
And then there's rumours that BioWare are working on the next or a future Command and Conquer game, which would be interesting. To see BioWare working on Command and Conquer with their like structure of RPGs and kind of command trees and stuff. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Command and Conquer games, they're probably one of the most kind of well-known real-time strategy games, aren't they? So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. And as I think they got to be careful how they're going to do it, just for the fact that they're very well-known and they're very popular games. So they got to be careful how they go about making it. They don't want to. They want to make things different, probably, but they don't. They got to be very careful in how they do it.
Yeah, but although it's quite popular, I mean, I don't hear much about Command and Conquer anymore. It seems to have it's died down a bit. I think it might be good.
I think the problem is PC gaming in general. As I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for this eventually when people listen to this, but I think the problem is PC gaming has taken a bit of a downturn.
Yeah,
and it's purely, I think it's just cost. I mean, to get a PC, this is a good example. To get a PC that is able to run any game out there and any future game for I would say, the next 3 years comfortably, and play it on a high resolution, high graphics, the lot. You've got to spend. Well, my girlfriend's brother has just spent £2,600 on building his own computer, and in about 4 years' time, he's going to have to start upgrading it, which is going to cost him. You're probably looking at per part. On average, it's going to cost him another 120 quid per part. It's I think the problem, as much as I love PC gaming, because I love doing anything like that, but it's just not cost effective, you know. And I think it has taken a bit of a downturn, hence why we might not have heard so much about Command and Conquer.
But then we have new services like OnLive that are coming out,
which is going to be huge because all you need is any device, and it doesn't matter which one, any device that can basically run video and flash. That's basically all it needs.
And internet connection.
And a decent internet connection. And you can run any game at full pelt on everything on its highest setting completely fine. I love that idea. In fact, I've downloaded OnLive. I haven't bought any games yet, but that is, for me personally, that is the next generation of gaming, I think, personally, because they've already done it for iPads and iPhones where you can play any game on live on your iPads. They're developing a Android one, and you can literally play any game on full spec. It's just, I love that idea, you know.
Yeah, it's
just worth mentioning. They have also got their own console, OnLive console.
Yeah, it's like a box thing, isn't it?
It's basically just a little box, but you know, you've got your controller, you can do everything like that, and it costs something like £70, I think, which isn't bad really. And bearing in mind, I think the games cost roughly about the same, but the difference is you don't have to worry about storage space, you don't have to worry about having your own discs.
The graphics and everything.
And the graphics, that's why it's so cheap, because they don't have to develop graphics chips, they don't have to develop any of that. They just need a box that can connect you to the internet, basically. And
also, like, they're trying to sell the OnLive like console box things quite aggressively, almost. They also include like a download for a game usually. So even though it's like £70, you're getting like a £40 game
for free
that you can run at high spec for free. So it's basically about £30 really you're paying.
The one catch is you need an internet connection that is 10 meg or higher.
Yeah, which
it's understandable.
Most gamers these days will be getting that.
It's not hard. Thank you everyone on YouTube for listening. This is a shortened micro version of the show. If you would like to listen to the full version, where even more banter awaits, then check out our Podomatic page. The link will be in the description. Or, even better, you can check us out on iTunes, where you can subscribe to and rate us for free. Just search for The Social Nerds in the iTunes store. Thank you once again.